The intensive care unit is a place where we do intensive care. It's a place where we do organ failure management. So if someone has a heart or lung or liver problem where their organ starts to fail, we support that organ in a critical care environment with various machines and medications to support those failing organs, to give them a chance to heal with the medications that we give them and time, really to support a failing system. And that's basically what we do.
Currently, right now, all our rooms are full. It's not all COVID related. I think we have about 6 or 7 patients that are COVID positive right now, but most of them right now are requiring high flow oxygen therapy to the point where most are at their max settings right now.
We're seeing a different blend of patients than we saw in the first several waves. Certainly now we're seeing a higher proportion of vaccinated patients, but when they come in vaccinated, even with the booster, they have significant comorbidities and age well above 70 typically before they get sick enough to come to ICU. We are still seeing that fair proportion of unvaccinated persons who could be any age coming into the ICU, but we are seeing more vaccinated people these days, and that's just a function of the fact that society is about 80 or 90% vaccinated, but those people will still get sick enough for the ICU. When I see people who actually die and pass away from COVID, we are still seeing the vast majority being either unvaccinated or vaccinated with significant comorbidities, where we didn't see that population of patients in the first several waves. So it shows the vaccine is decreasing the risk from COVID for death and for severe disease the way it's supposed to. It doesn't mean the vaccine will protect you from getting COVID symptomatically. It still can give you COVID with the vaccine on board, but the risk of severe disease is significantly reduced, and that's what we're seeing.
So this is a gentleman that we admitted the other evening that came in with a positive COVID pneumonia that we had to put on high flow oxygen therapy. I'm just going into the room right now just to readjust his oxygen and just make sure his oxygen levels are within our normal parameters or what we allow for COVID positive patients, just to make sure that he continues to breathe. We pretty much run non-stop. It's not very often we actually get a chance to take a seat and kind of have a bit of a break. So those 15 minutes that we get every now and then, the odd lunch is kind of a blessing. Even though it's getting difficult to continue to deal with a lot of these patients, we do it for their safety and their sake. And truly the reason I got into nursing was to care for the sick and the unhealthy. So here I am still, and hopefully we can keep progressing through this.
CCH staff, just like the community, has been through several waves of COVID. We're tired. It's been a long pandemic. We're looking forward to the end of it for sure. The last thing I can say to help support CCH staff is to follow public health guidelines, to wear your mask, to get vaccinated, because all those things will reduce your risk of winding up in the hospital. And when the hospital numbers go down, we can open up society again. So we really appreciate your support in that way especially.